food that you now have to adjust to. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything new. So you gotta bet on yourself no matter what it is that you starting. Because we only get one life to live. And it's like, if you sit back and think about your life, are you doing all that you wanted to do? Are you creating? Because if God is the creator, then we are co-creators because we're made in his likeness and in his image. So he didn't send us down here just to work for someone and build on their dream. Unless you're building your dream in their dream, that's another story. But if we just getting up every day and just going to work, and we're not working on anything else that we cannot be fired from, anything else that is purposeful, that will help change other people's lives, that help other people in some shape, kind, or form, something that's meaningful, then we're just going to a dead-end job every day, and we wonder why we can't stop the drinking after work. We're wondering why we're sleep deprived. We're wondering why we're depressed and have anxiety. We wonder why we have insomnia. We wonder why we go to fast food. Every time we're hungry, we give in to these cravings. We wonder why we're watching so much junk. Because we're trying to escape the reality that we have created for ourselves. Because we all have a choice. You have a choice every day to wake up and work on what you choose to work on, what you choose to give attention to. Instead of scrolling, start working on that business. Start working on your brand, your logo. Start creating a mission statement. And this is what I'm doing too. Every day I give an hour to my business, to what I'm building. And I don't care if it takes me years to see results. I'm going to keep on going. Why? Because I use fitness as an analogy. I'm going to try everything that I can before I let something go. Before I say, oh, this ain't going to work. I'm going to make sure I am doing everything I can do, everything that I'm supposed to do to make something work. I'm going to make sure I'm doing it before I let it go. If I start a business and it ain't working how I want it to work, I'm going to make sure me, the operator, is working top tier. Meaning I'm getting sleep, I'm getting rest, I'm eating foods that have nutrients, I'm working out, I'm doing the research, I'm getting the information, I'm giving it the time, I'm making sure I have the right attitude towards anything that don't happen on time or the way I would like it to. You know, attitude is important. So, yeah, you got to bet on you. And when you bet on you, you got to know. You got to know for sure. You just have to know for sure, because it is people out here that are going to distract you. The world is meant to distract you. It demands your time, your energy, and your attention. It demands that from each and every one of us. It does. Your kids, if you got kids, your family, your job, the TV shows, the news, the government, the economy, school. It's saying, hey, come over here, come over here. So you got to know that you know for sure That what you choosing, you gonna build on it, and you ain't gonna let nobody take it away from you. Not no outsiders or not no insiders, because we are our worst critics. We can be our worst critics. That inside voice, you got to learn how to pivot it or shut it up. I'm telling you. You hear a negative thought saying something about you in your mind, you say, you a lie. You a lie. You a lie. That's what I've been doing. When I hear myself say you can't do it, what you think you do, you know what they call the imposter syndrome? Because I come so far, you'd be amazed. But there's this, they say it's a imposter syndrome where you don't feel like you should be where you should, or you live in somebody else's life, or it's like you make peace with your past, but your past always comes up in your mind and tell you, oh, you can't do this, you're not good enough. I combat that. I drag them thoughts down, back the pits of hell where they came from. You a lie, and God ain't in you. Hey, that's what I be telling my thoughts when them negative thoughts come up. You a lie, and God ain't in you. Got to go. Got to go. Real, you got to do that, because your mind, that's why I like to stay busy. I'm in school, building my business. I'm a mom. I have a job. I have so much stuff going on. I like to stay busy. I like to keep my mind. They say an idle mind is the devil's playground. So you just going to work, coming home, your mind is idle. Your mind wants you to get in everything that's going to set you back and keep you comfortable. It don't want you to grow. That's why you got to be self-aware and be intentional. That's what I say. Time don't heal all wounds. What you doing with that time don't heal them wounds. People just think that when somebody passed away or something, some crisis happened to them or something, that time, yeah, they right, time ain't gonna heal that wound. But if you intentional with your therapy session, if you intentional with your health, mental health, emotional health, physical health, if you're intentional, you will have clarity. You know, what has happened to you in your past, if it's childhood, young adulthood, whatever hood it happened in, if you intentional what you doing with your time, the environments you going in, the conversations you engaging in, what you're consuming, what you're watching, the friends you hanging with, what they talking about, the music that you listening to sometimes, depending on your emotional state, the music that you listen to can influence you to do things that you got no business doing. So if you intentional with your time, you just can't say affirmations and think something gonna happen. Faith without works is dead. Yeah, we want to speak. We want to speak positive, but that's not all we want to do. We want to put actions behind that positive speaking that we was talking about. You got to move with action. Be intentional with what you're doing. Taking a course, picking up a new skill, building you. It's going to be uncomfortable. When I started training people, it was so uncomfortable, but I just knew I had to do it. And it makes you feel so refreshed, so rejuvenated, just so like a new chapter, like something coming up and arising. When you do the things you thought you could never do, it's like a whole new person you becoming. It's like a whole new person you become. You're evolving. You're evolving, baby. It's only up from here. Ain't no more going backwards. Sometimes When you bet on yourself, it may seem like you're going to go backwards. It may seem like every step you take will push you 10 steps backwards, but that is growth. That is what happens. Because these challenges, these circumstances, these situations, that's what it's going to take for growth. That's what it's going to take to build a resilient mind. Knowing that you can overcome whatever comes your way. Because look where you come so far. You still here. Breathing. So in the meantime, in between time, while you still here, make sure that you're building. I'm Bob. I want to be Bob the Builder niece. God darn it. Bob the Builder. Try something, a new sport, a new hobby. And see what it does to you when you try things new. Speaking to people that you usually don't speak to. Starting conversations out the blue. I'm good at that. I ain't know people was bad at that. I never knew that people had trouble with doing that. Just starting conversations out the blue. I will start a conversation with you now. A lot of the times, because I'm an introvert and I'm an extrovert, I will be quiet. I know who to talk to and who not to talk to. I know what the conversation gonna be about if I talk to certain people. You know, you just know after a while when you're so aware and intentional. But the whole moral of this conversation is, and this topic, or this talk, is to bet on you and know that you can. When you put your attention on you, when you become aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, and you learn to adjust those, and you learn to do some cognitive reconstruction on past experiences or present, you going up from there. You're going up from there. I'm telling you now. It's only up. It's only up. So bet on you. Start something new. Start something for you. That's going to help build other people up. I love building people up. I love showing a person what they can do, what they should be doing. I'll be like, girl, you ain't doing this? What? If I could do this, I'll be doing it. It's crazy how I can peek what somebody else should be working toward. Then I have to cry to God, Lord Jesus, what am I supposed to do? Then he be like, you doing what you doing. You doing it. You just got to build more on it. Anybody else been like that? You like, Lord, what I'm supposed to do? And you done worked on your character, built some boundaries, set your boundaries, standards, and then everything start to fall in place. Everything starts to fall in place the more you focus on yourself. If you can't build nobody up, if you ain't building yourself up, you can't. Maya Angelou said, never trust a person that will give you the shirt off their back. Ooh. And believe a person the first time when they show you who they are. That was a hard one for me. Because I always give a person the benefit of the doubt. The benefit of the doubt. Over and over and over. And I be like, nah, this is just who you is. Now listen now. I can't be around you. I got to go. I be done disappeared with no explanation. See ya. When a person do you wrong for some time, you don't need to give them no explanation. At this point, they know. It's you that need to know. They know. And so ain't no need to give them no explanation. They may have amnesia. But just let them leave them with no explanation. That amnesia gonna disappear. You have them sitting with themselves. And some people you around, they do you wrong. They don't even know you doing. They doing you wrong because you don't know how to speak up. Got to learn how to speak up. Got to learn how to speak up and talk and communicate. I took a communication class because I didn't know how to speak up. And all in all, I did know how to speak up. It was the people that I was speaking up to tried to shut me down because they didn't want me to speak up. Tried to make me feel like I'm just creating problems out of no problem. But oh baby, it's a problem. And I don't be wanting no problem. But if you want one, I'ma say no problem. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to really analyze the people that you surrounding yourself with. And if you can't see yourself, that's the best way to start. Start looking at the people that you surrounding yourself with. Would you want to be anything like them? Do you like how they resolve conflict? Do you like how they process their emotion? Do they know how to manage their emotion? Do they know how to manage their time? Are they building anything? How do they talk to you? Do they respect you? People use the word friend and love so loosely, but everybody don't have the same definition. But I'm at my destination, so y'all have a beautiful, wonderful, blessed day. And listen, bet on yourself, because ain't nobody else gonna bet on you until you do. And then you better know that you know that you know that you can do it. Believe in you first. Start something.